call the February meeting of the Area Plan Commission to order. Can I have roll call, please?
Paul Alsop. Ryan Baker. Kevin Beaver. Deborah Carter. Terry Clark. Mark Linkenbeard. John Collette. Norm Froderman.
Here.
Don Folk. John Hanley.
Here.
Marcus Maurer.
Here.
Debbie May. Amanda Thompson. William Verdine.
We do have a quorum. Could I ask everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I assume everyone's had an opportunity to review the minutes from our previous meeting as well as the status report. Do I have any corrections on that?
Motion to approve both.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Executive Director's report.
Good evening. In addition to the submitted report, I'll make a couple of notes. The graph that you see on the front here contained a error on my part. I left a number out. So what you're seeing represented here is not 100% factually correct. I've gone through and I've made some revisions to it. I'll have updates for you next month that will more accurately represent the expenditures for our office on an average basis. And the proposed fee schedule will also be amended to reflect some of those changes and help give you a better window into how our office functions fiscally. Along with that, we'll have at least one ordinance related to the fee schedule, again, coming up next month, and perhaps a second one that I'm not for sure will be ready just yet. It's in the hands of councils, in the hands of our council. Hopefully, we'll get that back and we'll be able to move forward with that as well.
Any questions for Jared? Sydney?
Not much. We've got Operation Stay Afloat coming up in Indianapolis. It is kind of an annual, for anyone who deals with anything water related in Indiana. DNR always does an event in the government center in Indianapolis. It's a really good opportunity to just kind of learn and talk to everybody, and we do very Indiana specific stuff. So I actually get to go this year because it's not on the same day as the city BZA.
Any questions for Sydney? Not, I'll entertain a motion on both reports.
Approved.
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, our first item on the agenda under new business, subdivisions, minor, primary, secondary, docket number 9, file number 4, 2026 Wood 2-lot subdivision.
So the property is commonly known as 9687 East Hain Road, 3.57 acres. The surveyor is Mr. Keller. Request is to subdivide the parent tract, creating 2 new lots. Health Department has approved, however, Lot 2 is not buildable until soil borings have been completed. Lot 2 will also need a sufficient drain tile outlet. Public water is said to be available. Sealyville Fire gives a favorable recommendation. It's not in the flood zone and the lot exceeds the minimum lot size requirements. Stormwater drainage is often required with major subdivisions. This is a major subdivision due to the number of lots created from the parent tract over time. Due to the size and intended use of the property, staff would request a waiver of the major subdivision rules in favor of the minor subdivision rules. Staff's of the opinion that addition of a new residence at this location would not serve to overburden the local infrastructure. The developer will need to assure that all health department regulatory standards are met prior to development. So offered a favorable on the primary and secondary, and it must be recorded within 90 days.
Is the petitioner present? Anything you'd like to add to staff's report?
No, I'm just subdividing a lot because I want my stepson to go to the bank and borrow money and pay me for it, and we can't do it all in one piece if I'm ever going to subdivide it. So I'm just subdividing it just
Okay.
for that sole purpose.
All right. Any questions from anyone on the plan commission? Is there anybody here speaking in opposition to this request? Not, I'll entertain a motion.
Second.
Those in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Next item under new business subdivisions with county rezonings. Docket number 7, UZO number 3, 2026, 109 East 40th Drive, Terre Haute, from an R1 to a C6 highway commercial district.
Would you like both items heard concurrently?
Yes, that would be docket number 8 and file number 3, 2026 Dorset Automotive Subdivision.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. Typically in these situations, we do hear the subdivision first, but in this case, we will do the rezoning first. The property owner is Dorset LLC with a common address of 109 East 40th Drive, Terre Haute, Indiana. It is currently zoned R1 Single Family Residential, and proposed zoning is C6 Highway Commercial District for the proposed use of a restaurant. And Mr. Felling, I believe, is here representing the petitioner. This area is considered high-intensity employment area. Street access could be along Highway 41 or East 40th Drive. Their surrounding uses are all commercial with the exception of R1 to the south. So South US Highway 41 is a mix of commercial zonings. This lot on East 40th is the only residential lot in the area. The petition does have an accompanying subdivision, yet this petition, it can be approved independently of the subdivision. The petitioner has requested rezoning to match the zoning to the west. This will allow for new or existing uses to expand to the east. As stated, properties to the east are also commercially zoned. Other commercial uses have existed in this location in the past. As such, this rezoning should not conflict with surrounding uses. Buffering will be required where residential adjoins. The site plan as submitted does appear to be in conformance. Any alterations to Highway 41 for ingress-egress will need NDOT approval. So we offered favorably on the recommendation for the C6 rezoning. We'll switch over to the subdivision then. Familiar with the location, the size 1.71 acres, the surveyor is Mr. Tolles, and the request is to subdivide 2 existing lots, creating 1 new lot for commercial development. Health Department is approved, sanitary sewer is available, public water is available. The Honey Creek Fire Department has requested a hydrant be installed on the east side of the highway near the approximate address of 4180. Use of existing hydrants for a building fire or vehicle fire with exposure in the drive-through would result in closure of either Highway 41 or East Hospital Lane. Additional recommendations may be considered once a state-approved building plan is received. Lot does meet the minimum lot size requirement. It's not in flood zone. Stormwater drainage will be required with the subdivision. So this request does have that accompanying rezoning. Approval of that request is needed, or multiple rezonings will exist across the newly created lot. Commercial uses, as we know, have existed in this location for some time. Infrastructure is in place and capacity exists to support this development. Approval of the plat is contingent upon it being recorded in 90 days, and we do offer a favorable on the primary and secondary with the following needed prior to permitting: drainage and erosion control plan, bonding for infrastructure if needed, and fire department approval. And needed prior to recording is approval of the accompanying rezoning.
Mr. Felling.
Mr. President, members of the commission, Eddie Felling, here on behalf of, I got to get it right, we changed the name of our firm, Felling, Farnsworth, and Woodkey, but Mr. Lynn is very much still a part of our firm. So I'm here tonight primarily on behalf of Warren Commercial Real Estate. They're the firm that's developing the Raising Cane restaurant you've heard about in the news that would be at this proposed location. I also promised Mr. Dorset when I saw him this evening that I would go ahead and talk about the subdivision as well, so he could slide out of here, so I'll be happy to answer any questions. It's fairly straightforward. This is the old Dorset Automotive building. We're carving about 1/3 of that parcel out on the southern side, along with a little sliver of a R1 currently vacant, unused parcel to the east. As your staff pointed out, there is some R1 housing to the south. We have not heard anything from those members. We've gotten some pretty good publicity. Obviously, they received notice of this proposal. It really shouldn't have any impact on those houses. The reason why the little sliver is being added, which would be bordering some of those homes, is for the purpose of a retention pond. So there won't be any commercial activity actually happening in that area, but because it's part of the required or necessity for the drainage plan for the entire parcel, that's why we've asked that both the rezoning and the subdivision occur simultaneously. So I know they're anxious to get started. If you all are interested, I'd never heard of Raising Cane before, and I was told I was crazy. I thought it was a kind of a silly name. It's so the name comes from the founder's dog, I guess. I don't know. So it's out of Louisiana. So whatever they do down south, I don't know. I hear the sauce is amazing. So so they're excited to get going, and obviously I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions, Mr. Fellers?
I do. If Randy, he's going to read, it said that there'll be a buffer on that, R1.
Yes, ma'am.
For the residents to the south. But I see, will there be a buffer for the two residents that look like it's on the very piece of being put together? Will that buffer go along there?
So it'll be, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it'll be a requirement no matter what, when they submit their final plans, that they have something there. Again, the good part is really the only pieces that, if I remember correctly, that are affected by directly adjoining properties is that far eastern corner, which again is just the retention pond. So it would just be a buffer against the retention pond, not the business itself. So.
But I mean, if you look, there's 4 properties that border that, and it's been a parking lot. I guess the parking is the Dodge dealership or whatever. But shouldn't they be included to have some kind of separation? Because now there'll be the lights and the drive-through and the cars.
Right, and Jared, correct, this is where it gets a little confusing. The plat shows some, on the plat document, I don't know if you have a copy of the plat itself. There's some built in, I don't know if it's existing or what they're planning on adding on the south end, which says, it's labeled on the plat as thick trees and brush currently. But Jared, will they, as part of their building plans, that'll have to be a piece of when they submit that, correct?
The site plan will have to meet the ordinance for a type.
Any other questions from anyone on the Plan Commission? Anyone here wants to speak to this issue? No, I'll entertain a motion.
So move for both.
Those in favor? Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you all, we appreciate it.
Next item under new business subdivisions, major secondary, docket number 10, file number 5, 2026, renovative subdivision secondary.
So the property is on North 17th Street, commencing at Haythorne and heading south 360 feet. Surveyor, Mr. Colvin, and just as a refresher, the request is to replat lots 649 through 657 of Prairie View subdivision, creating 8 new lots for residential housing. So updates, since primary has been submitted, all but 1 lot still do not meet the minimum lot size requirement. All but 1 lot does not meet the minimum lot width requirement. In December, the City of Terre Haute Board of Zoning Appeals did grant 3 variance requests related to this subdivision. The findings of fact, I thought I attached the findings of fact to this. Are they? I may have forgotten. Okay, that's where they ended up. Okay, so findings of fact were attached to the Dorset sub that goes with this one. I apologize. So the developer indicates on the plat that public water will be constructed and provided to the lots, as will sanitary sewer. No improvements have been made to the location at the time of this report. Accordingly, infrastructure completion or contractual evidence to comply must be submitted. According to Indiana American Water, renovative subdivision project is not even under construction and there are no contracts in place. The contractor doesn't even have a notice to proceed. So we offered a favorable on the secondary plat, as the Board of Zoning Appeals has lifted those development standards as identified in sections 10-317, section 10-187, and section 10-322.
Is the petitioner present?
Good evening, folks. I'm Josh Thompson. I'm the general manager over at Renovative Solutions. Last time we were here, we hadn't had approval yet on the Indiana American Water. We now have an approval for that to move forward with Boyer. So we're in the pre-construction phase, meeting with them. We're in the process of getting some meetings going from there, but we do have a signed agreement with them stating that we can move forward with that water main extension. We've also had our drainage and erosion control plan approved. We've had the fire department approval as well now. At this point in time, is there any other questions for me?
Any questions from anyone on the planning commission? Anyone here speaking in opposition to this request? Now I'll entertain a motion. Those in favor? Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you, folks.
Do I have a motion to adjourn? Second.
Second.
Those in favor? Aye.
Aye, yeah.
We are adjourned. Did good. Almost. He did, yeah. I was still at the office, wasn't that far, yeah. Did you?
Just make a salad if you